Welcome to Messages from Beyond, a space where I connect with frequencies beyond our physical reality, translate them into human language, and share what comes through. If you've been following our videos, you already know we are living through a profound shift of consciousness. The old world, built on systems of fear, control, and programming, is collapsing. And this isn't random chaos, it's necessary. What needs to be healed is being exposed. What no longer serves humanity is falling away, so something new can emerge. What many of us call 5D or the New Earth, a reality built on different foundations entirely. But even when we understand why this is happening, even when we can see the bigger picture, it still hurts. It hurts to watch people suffering. It hurts to see the wars, the oppression, the confusion. So I connected with higher consciousness and asked one question. How do we hold the light while the old world collapses? And this is the transmission I received. I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Drop your shoulders and allow your body and mind to relax into the message. This transmission comes from the other side of the veil, and today it found you for a reason. You are not watching the end of the world. You are watching the end of a world that was never meant to last. There is a difference, and understanding that difference is the first step to holding your light steady while everything around you appears to be falling apart. What is collapsing right now? The systems, the institutions, the narratives you were handed since childhood, these weren't built to serve you. They were built to contain you. And what is being exposed? The corruption, the abuse of power, the hidden operations that have been running behind the curtain of civilization. That exposure isn't a sign that things are getting worse. It's a sign that things are finally getting honest. Think about what happens when you decide to clean a closet you haven't touched in years. You open the door and suddenly everything spills out. Things you forgot were there. Things you didn't even know existed. Old things, worn things, things that no longer fit who you are. And for a moment, maybe longer than a moment, it looks like complete chaos. The floor is covered, you can't find anything, it looks worse than before you started. But you started for a reason, because something in you knew it was time. That's where humanity is right now. We open the closet, and everything is on the floor. The Epstein files, the trafficking networks, the systems of control that have operated quietly for generations. We didn't know the extent of what was in there. But it needed to come out, all of it, because you cannot build something new on top of what was hidden. You cannot move into a new reality while dragging the unexamined past with you. The mess isn't the problem. The mess is the process. And when the closet is clean, when what needed to be seen has been seen, and what needed to go has gone, what remains will be worth keeping. And the space that opens up will be unlike anything you've experienced before. This is what the shift of consciousness actually looks like from inside it. Not a sudden magical transformation where everything becomes beautiful overnight, but a clearing, a purging, a sometimes painful, sometimes heartbreaking process of humanity coming face to face with what it allowed, what it ignored, and what it is now choosing to change. You are not here by accident. If you are drawn to this kind of information, if something in you keeps seeking the deeper truth behind the surface narrative, that isn't morbid curiosity. That isn't conspiracy thinking. That is your soul recognizing what it came here to do. You are a light worker. You came with codes. What does that even mean? Coming with codes? Think of it like arriving at a specific moment in history with a key already built into your consciousness. Information, gifts, frequencies, ways of seeing and being that are uniquely yours and uniquely needed right now. Not because you earned them necessarily, because you chose them before you arrived here. Your soul said, I want to be present for this transition. I want to contribute to what comes next. And it encoded you with exactly what that contribution requires. Some of you came with a code for truth-telling, for pulling hidden things into the light through journalism, through content creation, through conversations that make people aware enough to wake up. Some of you came with a code for healing, for holding space, for nervous system regulation, for being the calm presence in rooms full of panic. Some of you came with a code for action, for organizing, for showing up physically, for doing the 3D work of calling representatives, building community infrastructure, creating new systems. Some of you came with a code for vision, for seeing timelines, for channeling information, for holding the frequency of what's possible when most people can only see what is. None of these codes is more important than the others. A lighthouse needs the foundation as much as it needs the light. A body needs the bones as much as it needs the heart. The mistake most awakened people make right now is looking at what someone else is doing. Maybe I should be doing more. Or, why aren't they doing what I'm doing? Both of those responses miss the point entirely. You are a piece of a puzzle, not the whole puzzle. And the puzzle piece that tries to be every other piece at once stops being what it actually is. So the invitation isn't to do everything. The invitation is to go within and find your specific code, your specific gift, the thing that feels most natural, most aligned, most like you when you're contributing to the collective. And then do that, fully, without apology, without looking sideways at what everyone else is doing. We are one consciousness. This isn't just a spiritual idea. It's a practical reality that changed everything about how you understand your role right now. Your nervous system is not separate from the collective nervous system of humanity. When you spiral into fear, that frequency ripples outward and touches everyone in your field. Your family, your community, the people who follow your work, the collective consciousness itself. And when you anchor into coherence, into calm, into clarity, into trust, that ripples outward too. This means that regulating your own nervous system isn't a selfish act. It's a service. Every time you choose to breathe through the panic instead of amplifying it, every time you see the chaos and respond with the steadiness instead of more chaos, every time you hold the frequency of what's possible instead of collapsing into what's falling, you are doing collective work, real work, work that affects more people than you'll ever be able to count or track. You are a lighthouse, not because you have all the answers, not because you're immune to fear or grief or rage at what you're witnessing, but because you chose to stay lit, even on the hardest nights, even when the storm is loudest. And the people who are still lost in the dark, they don't need you to go dark with them to show solidarity. They need you to stay lit so they can find their way. What you can do right now, today, if your code is action, make the calls, Show up to the meetings, organize the community, do the 3D work. Do it because it genuinely calls to you, because you feel energized by it, because it aligns with your gifts, not because someone told you that you must or you're not doing enough. Action from fear creates more fear. Action from genuine calling creates change. If your code is healing, regulate your own nervous system first. Meditate, move your body, spend time in nature, do your inner work, and then hold that regulated frequency for others. Be the person in the room who isn't panicking. That's not passive. That's one of the most powerful contributions available right now. If your code is vision, keep channeling, keep creating, keep sharing what comes through. The people who are just beginning to wake up need the map that you're helping to draw. Your scrolls, your transmissions, your art, your conversations. These are navigation tools for people who are just waking up. If your code is community, grow the garden, share the meal, build a connection, create a space where people can come together in person and remember they're not alone. In a world of increasing digital isolation and systematic division, that act of gathering is quietly revolutionary. And if you're not sure what your code is, that's okay. Go within, sit quietly, ask the question sincerely. What am I here to contribute? And then pay attention to what lights you up, what comes naturally, what you find yourself doing even when no one else is watching. Your code won't feel like a burden. It will feel like coming home. One final thing. When you see the suffering, and you will see it, because the clearing process is real and it is painful for many people, let yourself feel it. Grief is appropriate. Compassion is appropriate. Rage at injustice is appropriate. Just don't set up camp there. Feel it, honor it, let it move through you. And then remember that the people going through those experiences chose their role at a soul level, just as you chose yours. They are not only victims, they are also catalysts. Their experience is waking up millions of people who would have stayed asleep otherwise. That doesn't make their suffering small. It makes their contribution enormous. Honor them by staying in your own frequency, by not collapsing into helplessness on their behalf, by doing your part, whatever your part is, in building what comes after. The old world is collapsing, that's true, and the new one is being built right now in real time by people exactly like you, who chose to be here, who came with codes, who decided that this particular moment in human history was worth showing up for. Hold your light, because your soul looked at this moment in history, the chaos, the darkness, the weight of what was hidden, and said, I want to be there for that. That wasn't assigned to you. That was chosen by you. You are not a victim of these times. You are one of the souls who volunteered for them. And that alone is extraordinary.